Welcome back, Raiders and Ghouls. Last we left off, we were talking to Lucas Sims, the sheriff of the well-known town of Megaton. Now, before we start talking to the residents of this nice little settlement, let's take a quick tour of the place and explore its background. Megaton is the first major city we encounter in Fallout 3. In the middle of this town, a crater can be found filled with a giant atom bomb. Now, according to the independent Fallout wiki, Megaton's crater was first formed when an airplane carrying the town's central nuclear bomb crashed into the ground. The remains of this plane provided the initial building materials of the town, and the rest were scavenged from more planes at a nearby air station. Now, Megaton was settled by a large group of people who were either worshippers of that undetonated bomb, so the Children of Atom, or those who sought shelter in Vault 101 but were denied access because, well, no one's allowed into the vault. We live in the vault and we die in the vault, but we don't enter the vault from the outside. Since the settlers could not get into the vault, they decided to just settle into the crater for protection against dust storms that were happening in the area. Once those storms were died down, people began to wander the waste outside, but returned back to the crater to trade their scavenged goods. And about a generation later, the crater had turned into the full-on trade hub that we know as Megaton today. Raiders began to catch wind of this trading hub and decided that they could possibly capitalize on the unscavenged goods that might be abound. Raiders did attack the town and resulted in the death of Colin Moriarty's father. After that raid, Moriarty, as we know him today, inherited his father's wealth and his bar, Moriarty's Saloon. Now, because of these raider attacks, Manya Vargas's grandfather, who had become wealthy due to the caravan routes that traded with the hub that would be Megaton, convinced the others in town to scavenge some aircraft debris from that nearby air station and construct a scrap metal wall around their settlement. Now, you might ask yourself, why did they build a town around a giant bomb that could go off at any time? Well, the settlers needed all the manpower that they could muster, and should they choose to move the bomb, it would take away those who decided to worship it, and they needed their help building those walls. So, Megaton was built around a giant, undetonated nuclear bomb. We get a lovely dig at this on one of the loading screens where it says, "Residents of Megaton feel safe behind their metallic walls. Ironic, considering their proximity to a live atomic bomb." Now, speaking of this bomb, let's take a moment to look at the cult that worships it, the lovely Children of Atom, and at its head, Confessor Cromwell, who we'll speak to in just a moment.
From the pain and hardships of this world. The earth, come forth to gather and behold the power of Atom. Let those who dwell here in his favored land who have we here? Could it be a new addition to our humble little community? Dear child, welcome. Welcome to Megaton. I am Confessor Cromwell, prophet of Atom and father of the undying glow. Please, child, come to the church anytime at all.
Tell me about the Church of Atom.
Yes, what would you like to know?
What do you believe?
The Church of the Children of Atom is based on the idea that each single atomic mass in all of creation contains within it an entire universe. When that atomic mass is split, a single universe divides and becomes two, thus signifying the single greatest act of Atom's creation. Occasionally, a divine event occurs, and trillions upon trillions of new universes are created. The last such event took place here 200 years ago. Where most of the lost children of Atom see that event as simple war and devastation, we see creation and unification in Atom's glow.
Why do you worship the bomb?
Those who were called to Atom during the Great Division were very fortunate. They were permitted to aid in the process of Atom's creation. We seek the same, both in symbol and in fact, and the bomb, as you call it, represents Atom's capacity for creation. We kneel before it and ask that Atom call us to aid him.
I didn't really want to be rude here, so I kind of yeeted out of this part of the conversation.
As you
But
wish.
I did want to know a little bit more about this guy. So, Confessor, have you ever traveled outside of Megaton?
In my youth, I traveled quite a bit, but that was a different life. I assume that you are seeking information and advice, yes? The only advice that I can offer is this. You will find no wealth in the wasteland greater than that which you will find within yourself. Bask in Atom's glow, and you will understand. Rays shower you, child.
Ultimately, Cromwell's pretty peaceful and quite nice to us on the initial greeting.
Behold!
Now, the Children of Atom only appear so far in Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 and Far Harbor. What I find super interesting is it is Confessor Cromwell who sends his two members, Tectus and Martin, north of the capital wasteland, all the way up to Boston to traverse through the fog and establish the sect of the Children of Atom way out there in Far Harbor. I do love how self-aware this town is, that they just have a cult running around. They even have a sign for it. Alright, the next stop on our tour of Megaton is the Brass
This
Lantern.
ancient weapon of war is our salvation. It is the very symbol of...
Well, goddamn. You're new, right? Name's Leo Stahl. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Yeah.
Who's in charge around here?
Well, Moriarty thinks he is, but Lucas Sims is the law around here, and everyone knows it.
Now, I thought this guy was pretty nice, so I asked, what do you do for fun around here?
Well, there's this and that. I keep myself busy. But really, that's none of your business, is it?
Turns out I was wrong. What can you tell me about Megaton?
What's to tell? We're alive, so we've got nothing to complain about, right? And hell, I've got a restaurant, so I have it better than most. No problem, buddy. Talk to you later, buddy.
Now, there's not too much going on inside the Brass Lantern, not much lore to be had, other than that we know the Stahl family siblings own and run the place. But I did run into a very important member of the community.
Hello, sweet child. Hello, I don't believe we've met. I'm Mother Maya, prophet of the atom and embracer of the universal light. Remember, sweet child, that as children of atom, the fabric of the universe itself is ours to weave. So welcome to Megaton, and peace be with you. Farewell, sweet child.
I'd had about my fill of the Children of Atom lecturing me for the day, so I didn't really go into it with her, but she seems sweet enough, so maybe we'll go talk to her again later and get some more information on the Children of Atom.
As a reminder of
Continuing
the
our way
division
through
as a
Megaton, we're
world
going to
path.
go ahead and go up to one of those second levels. Taking these stairs. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Let's see, we have a common house. Oh, a child.
Hi, I'm Maggie. I live with Billy Creel. Do you know him? He's not my dad or anything, but he takes care of me now. Anyway, I should go. Bye.
What do you think of Megaton?
It's okay, I guess. I used to live way far away when I was little, before Billy found me.
Who takes care of you?
Billy does. Have you met Billy? Billy Creel? A long, long time ago, he saved me from raiders. They killed my real parents, but Billy showed up before they got me. And now he's like my daddy. Sort of. lady.
It didn't really seem like Maggie had much more information to give us, but it is important to note that you can't have that initial conversation with her again. So ask all the questions that you really want to, because she will not bring it up again. If you have the Child at Heart perk and you go and talk to Maggie later on, you can ask her if she knows any good secrets. Maggie proceeds to tell you the combination to Billy Creel's safe, which is 15, 16, 23, 42, and is a cheeky little reference to the TV series Lost. It was about this time where I decided I better get going on down to Moriarty's saloon and maybe pay attention to where my dad had gone. However, on our way to the saloon, right up this ramp, we find a little supply shop. I quite literally did a double take right here when entering Craterside Supply, because is that a vault suit behind the counter? Not only a vault suit, an armored 101 vault suit.
Hey, I hear you're that stray from the vault. Oh, I haven't seen one of you for years. Good to meet you. I'm Moira Brown. I run Craterside Supply. But what I really do is mostly tinkering and research. Say, I'm working on a book about the wasteland. It'd be great to have the foreword by a vault dweller. Help me out, would you?
Where'd you get that vault suit back there?
I'm pretty sure I remember a girl coming into town with that about 10, 12 years ago. She didn't know a thing about the wastes, and I knew she'd get herself hurt without some sort of protection. So I offered to armor her vault suit. Never saw her again. Probably died out there, poor thing. In a way, she gave me the idea to write this book. It's yours, if you help.
Sure, I've got plenty to say about life in the vault.
Great! Just tell me what it's like to live underground all your life, or to come outside for the first time, or whatever strikes your fancy.
There's a lot of strange dialogue options right here. It's very clear that you're a naive vault dweller out in the world for the first time, so I panicked a little bit about what to choose until eventually I went with, "It was paradise down there. No fear, no worries, no fighting. Until Dad left."
A runaway dad, huh? I've seen plenty of them before, but none with the big 101 on their back. Good luck finding him. Maybe the armored vault suit will help you out there, huh? That'll be good for the book. In fact, want to help me with the research? I can pay you, and it'll be fun.
Sweet, we got the vault jumpsuit. Now, Moira, what's this book you're working on?
Well, it's a dangerous place out there in the wastes, right? People could really use a compilation of good advice, like a wasteland survival guide. For that, I need an assistant to test my theories. I wouldn't want anyone to get hurt because of a mistake. Nobody's ever happy when that happens. No, then they just yell a lot at me with mean words.
Sounds like a great idea. I can't wait to help.
Good enthusiasm! Now, I think the first chapter will have to be about surviving day-to-day dangers. Things like where it is and isn't safe to find food, the dangers of radiation, and how to avoid and even profit from dangerous landmines. Ooh, sounds like fun, doesn't it? Which do you want to do first?
Getting food doesn't sound so bad. What are you looking for?
Well, food and medicine. Everyone needs them once in a while, right? So they need a good place to find them. There's an old super-duper mart not far from here. I need to know...
All right. What's the pay, Moira?
Hopefully, you'll be finding food and medicine, but I could sweeten the deal by paying more food when you get back, regardless of the results. While you're away, I can at least search through my junk and see if there's anything that'll go...
Okay, I'll check the mart.
Oh, great! Food is most important, but see if you can get medicine, too.
Have you, thought about disarming the bomb?
Oh, I couldn't do that. That'd be a real blow to those nice folks in the church. Besides, it's not like that bomb ever hurt anyone. Live and let live, right?
Right. Do you sell any specialty items?
Do I ever? I've got the schematics for something called a rocket launcher. I sell all the components too, so you can make the weapon yourself. Don't worry about ammo. This baby shoots all the junk you might find out there in the... In fact, if you ever need to make any custom weapons, feel free to use my workbench. Have fun out there, okay?
So far, Moira Brown has gotta be my favorite character in Fallout 3. That was such a fun conversation, and I'm excited to see where this quest leads us. I'm even more excited about this armored Vault 101 jumpsuit. There's not much else going on down here. We have Moira's mercenary, her workshop, some shelving units, nothing we can really pick up right now, and then also Moira's terminal, which we're not going to be able to get into easily. So I decided to keep exploring, see what's upstairs, what's in the back, if there's any more characters hanging around here. Oh look, there's Maggie! And none other than Maggie's guardian.
Well, hot damn! Someone new. Always a pleasure. Name's Billy Creel. You call me Billy, all right? I know Megaton looks more like a boneyard than a town, but it ain't. Take me and Maggie, for instance. We make do just fine. I trade the stuff I scavenge, and she helps keep me on the straight and narrow.
I'm sorry, who's Maggie?
Oh, sorry. I guess I got ahead of myself, huh? Maggie's 9. Sweetest little girl you'd ever... I ain't never had a daughter, but if I did, I'd want her to be Maggie. I took her in when her parents got killed by raiders. It was a pretty bad scene. Small settlement up north. I'd stopped in to trade some salvage. I found Maggie hiding under a bed, in the same room where her parents had been.
What do you do around here?
Me? I deal with the caravan suppliers. I used to ride with those guys, so they cut me some good deals. Helps keep the town supplied. But more importantly, I take care of Maggie.
Again, there's not much else up here, but my looting and lore instincts get the better of me. I'm sure that secret safe is around here somewhere, which we'll have to come back for sometime. However, it was, after all, time to get back on the path of finding old Pop. So when you leave Craterside Supply to take a right, you do see a little sign pointing you up the path right on down to the saloon. It is easy enough to get distracted on the way over to Moriarty's. As you can see here, there's a men's restroom just waiting to be pillaged. However, there was next to nothing in here. It is a cute detail. I do wonder if something maybe goes on here later, but no loot. And finally, after many hours of exploring this town, we make it to Moriarty's saloon. There's a lot of people to talk to in here, but one man catches my eye in particular.
My. Just when I'd all but given up hope. And you, well, you are not a resident of this putrescent cesspool. That makes you a rather valuable individual.
If you've got a point, make it.
As you wish. I'm looking to employ an individual with no ties to Megaton, no interest in its future. Megaton is obsolete, the last vestige of a cobbled, desperate past. It needs to go away, and you are going to see that it does.
Wait, you're going to destroy the town?
No. I'm merely a recruiter. You get to have the real fun. The undetonated atomic bomb for which this town is named is still very much alive. All it needs is a little motivation. I have in my possession a fusion pulse charge. Once rigged to the bomb, it will be detonated by you at a secure location.
I have a proposition of my own. Would you like to hear it, Mr. Burr?
Color me intrigued.
You'll pay me 500 extra caps, and like it.
500, you say? Well, yes. Yes, I think that can be arranged. I must admit, I find you enchanting. Do this for me, and there's no telling. Take the fusion pulse charge, place it into the bomb, then meet me at Tenpenny Tower.
What's it like living in Tenpenny Tower?
It's a piece of utopia, jutting up from the wasteland. Tenpenny is a true visionary. This tower is the symbol of true progress in this world. People are dying to get in here. Just ask those ghouls.
And thus we have exceeded our very first Black Widow interaction.
Is wasting.
I have no intentions of blowing up Megaton, but that was very fun.
I don't recognize you. New in town or something?
Sure am. Stopped in to find something to do.
I hope by something to do you mean a job. Otherwise you want to talk with Nova. I'm looking for someone to make a delivery. Interested?
Sure, why not?
Great. I'd like you to deliver this message to my family in the Arafu settlement. As soon as you get there, talk to Davis West. He'll be glad to pay you for the trip.
Tell me about Arafu?
Sure. Be glad to, since you're doing me a big favor and all.
Where is Arafu?
Arafu is northwest of Megaton, on an old overpass over the Potomac. If you follow what's left of the river, you can't miss it.
Do you suspect your family is in danger?
No, not really. Maybe my letters just aren't arriving. What?
Is there anything dangerous around there I should know about?
What? Apart from the wasteland critters, slaver raiding parties, raider hit squads, and occasional landmine? No, it's completely safe. If this was easy, I'd go myself, you know.
Here's something else, Lucy.
Hey, thanks again for doing this for me. It means a lot.
I told you, Gob, it ain't the radio. The Enclave station comes in fine. Yeah?
I'm looking for my father. Maybe you've seen him?
Yeah, I remember that man. I saw him talking to Moriarty. It's hard to forget handsome men like that.
Look, if you can give me more information or point me in the right direction.
Yeah, I'll help you. Then Moriarty kicks my sweet ass out the door. Sorry, kid. If you want to know more, Moriarty is the only one who's gonna help you. Talk to Gob. He hates Moriarty more than I do. Maybe he'll tell you something, but I doubt it.
What were you saying about radio stations?
Huh? Oh, you mean why was Gob banging on that radio? Well, out there in the wastes, there are 2 stations that broadcast. There's the Enclave station. I don't know who they are, but I think it might just be some pre-war broadcast on a loop or something. And there's Galaxy News Radio. It's run by a guy named Three Dog, somewhere down in D.C., but the signal went down a while ago.
Come on. Hey, Smoothskin, do you need something? A drink, maybe? Anything? Anything at all?
Let me think about it for a moment, my good man.
Wait, you're not gonna hit me? Yell at me? Not even berate me a little bit?
I hadn't planned on it.
Well now, that's a surprise. I'm used to every asshole smooth skin in this town giving me shit just 'cause I look like a corpse. I'm glad to see that there are a few worthwhile people around here. Listen, Moriarty'd have my head if he caught me selling at a discount. But for you, I'll risk it.
I'm looking for my father. Middle-aged guy. Maybe you've seen him?
Oh yeah, I do remember a guy like that. Honestly, I usually keep my head down. I tend to get smacked around if I look customers in the eyes. But talk to Moriarty, he'll know more.
God, please, if you know anything about my father...
Sorry, Smoothskin. I can't take the risk. Moriarty will beat the shit out of me for even talking to you.
Alright, as much as I like Gob,
Really hope you're
he
not
wasn't very
thinking of breaking
helpful,
into
so
there.
I guess it's time we go and confront Moriarty wherever the heck he is.
West. Not so close. Keep walking.
Do you want something, or are you just looking to get your ass beat? Colin Moriarty, at your service. Welcome to Moriarty's. My saloon, my home, my slice of heaven in this backwoods little burg. If you've got the caps, I've got your pleasure. Please sit down, make yourself comfortable. Your troubles are a thing of the past.
What's all this about? Galaxy News Radio?
Galaxy News Radio is some loudmouth radio station located in the ruins of D.C. Three Dog, the king of that loony bin, keeps yapping about fighting some good fight or something. A bunch of crap. But I suppose if you wanted to know what was going on in the wasteland, that's the place to go. Me, I could care less.
I'm looking for my father. Maybe you've seen him?
God, it's you. The little baby girl all grown up. Persistent little flower, ain't you? Then and now, it would seem. It's been a long time, kid. Oh, your daddy passed through here all right. Here and gone. Got what he came for and then left. I'm assuming you'll do the same, correct?
Look, I just want to find my dad. Do you know where he is?
You seem like a nice kid, so I'm going to be straight with you. Your dad was here, and now he's not. And yes, I know where he went. But what you're asking me for is information, and information is a commodity. Let's say 100 cops, and Daddy's location is yours. Very reasonable.
I don't have 100 caps.
All right, kid. Then I guess there's nothing else we have to say to each other. Come back to me when you have the caps and we'll talk.
If you remember from our previous episode, I said I fucked up a bit right here. Well...
Who the hell are you? Where'd you come from? Did Moriarty send you?
Who's Moriarty?
Colin Moriarty, the owner of Moriarty's Saloon in Megaton. That sack of shit is convinced that I'm some crazy junkie who stole money from him.
Whoa, slow down. Tell me your side of the story.
Look, I used to work for that slob, doing, you know, favors for guys. Well, I got sick and tired of it. I told Moriarty I'm taking my share of the caps and leaving. I even slept with the pig to seal the deal. Next morning he tells me I couldn't leave. So I bolted. I took my money and ran. Now he's branded me a thief and a junkie and sent his cronies to find me. I guess I need a new hiding place.
You know what? Keep your caps, and I'll tell Moriarty that you're gone. Is not what I should have said here if I wanted to have 100 caps by the time we got around to the saloon.
You'd do that for me? I can't believe it. You hardly even know me. Thanks, kid. You watch yourself out there.
In classic naive Vault Dweller fashion, we gained karma, but we lost out on easily gaining information from Moriarty. Next time on the adventures of this silly little vault gal, we'll make our way into the super duper mart for Moira. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe, maybe share with a friend or two, and as always, stay safe out there, Wastelanders, and thank you for watching!